Senior High School On-Air Academy. Unstoppable! Delivering you quality education amidst pandemic.
The best school opening to October 5.
Unstoppable!
Giving you accessible learning platform anytime, anywhere.
Ang klase, whatever form it is.
Comprehensible!
Buckle up and get yourself ready.
I will repeat, then you will do it later on.
Accurate!
Theory that includes all living things.
Today, we will be talking about rational functions.
Simplified.
This is Joss speaking. How may I help you?
This is ZED School Radio's Senior High School On-Air
On-Air
Academy. And now, here's your new episode for Oral Comm Nation.
Your guide in subject oral communication in context. Oral Comm Nation.
Oral Comm Nation.
Good day, grade 11 learners! Welcome to another episode of your distance education through radio broadcast. You are tuning in to DepEd Radyo Eskwela. I am Ma'am Shireen Grace M. Imbag, your teacher on air for this learning quest in oral communication in context. I know you've been missing your classmates in school, but for now, let me be your companion as I guide and help you in understanding new lessons in this subject. Don't worry, you will be seeing them again soon. And I am also praying that this pandemic ends already so I could also meet all of you in the classroom. For today, come along as we take our new learning episode and get thrilled with exciting tasks prepared for you. Shall we start with our lesson? Wow, you are as excited as I am. Then, prepare your learning kits and find a comfortable seat. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. First, let us review what you have learned in the previous episode. Do you still remember your topic last time? That's right. You were able to determine the verbal and nonverbal cues that the speaker uses in order to achieve his or her purpose. You also examined sample oral communication activities. What are the three general purposes that all speeches fall into? Correct. Speeches' main purposes are to inform, to persuade, and to entertain. You did great, learners! Today, we will also reveal the correct answers to your previous quiz. Now, grab your quiz notebook and let us check your answers. Number 1. A noontime show host cracks a funny joke in front of an audience. Which purpose of communication is evident in this context of speech? What is your answer? Correct. It is to entertain. Number 2. This purpose of communication is largely used in educational institutions like schools and universities. What is it? The answer is to inform. Again, the answer is to inform. Number 3. The municipal mayor encouraged his constituents to adopt the use of eco-friendly containers and bags as an alternative for single-use plastics. What purpose of communication did the politician use? The correct answer is to persuade. Again, the answer is to persuade. Number 4. Mano or pagmamano is an honoring gesture in Filipino culture performed as a sign of respect to elders and as a way of requesting a blessing from the elder. What type of communication is manifested by this culture among Filipinos? What is your answer? Very good. It is nonverbal cues. For the last number, the school principal addresses some concerns related to opening of classes during a meeting. Which type of communication is more noticeable? The correct answer is verbal cues. I repeat, the answer is verbal cues. Now, count the number of your correct answers. Did you answer all questions correctly? Impressive! I am glad that you did very well in your previous lesson. I believe that you are now ready to proceed to the next lesson. So, brace yourself because we shall start with our new lesson regarding the various types of speech context after these few reminders. Stay tuned!
Tayo na!
Taho! Taho kayo dyan! Di makatulog sa gabi sa kaiisip, damdamin ko'y mayroong lungkot hanggang sa panaginip. Oh, Berto, di ka ba nakatulog kagabi? Hindi nga ho, Kuya Pekto. Dala ho siguro ng lungkot ng pag-iisa dito sa bahay. Di ho kasi makalabas dahil sa COVID-19. Hay. Berto, may 3 bagay na dapat kang tandaan para maiwasan ng lungkot sa mga ganitong sitwasyon. Una, alamin ang dahilan ng iyong kalungkutan. Pangalawa, maaaring ipabatid ang iyong nararanasan sa mga taong malalapit sa iyo. Nariyan ang internet para makausap mo sila. At ang pangatlo, ilaan mo ang iyong oras sa mga bagay na ikaw ay magiging abala. Hindi lang pisikal na kalusugan ang mahalaga, Perto, pati pang kaisipan rin. Tatandaan ko yan, Kuya Pekto. Maraming salamat sa payo. Isang paalala mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
And we are back. I'm still your learning facilitator for today, Ma'am Shireen. For today's episode, let's get to know the various types of speech contexts. After going through the different activities in this session, you are expected to identify the various types of speech contexts in different situations. Are you ready to start our lesson? Good! Then, let us dig deeper into understanding speech context. Are you up for an activity? Very good! Now, grab your pen and lecture notebook. I would like you to follow my instructions for your first activity. Ready? Are you familiar with a concept map? What is a concept map? You are correct. It is a graphical tool used to organize and structure knowledge. Let us start making your concept map. Follow my instructions carefully. First, draw a square at the center portion of your paper. Then, write the words speech context inside it. Again, draw a square at the center portion of your paper and write the words speech context inside it. Are you done? Good. Next, draw a short line from each side of the square outwards and a circle at the tip of each of the lines. Are you following? That's good. Check your drawing. There should be enough space for words or phrases in the circles. Can you imagine not communicating or seeing anybody for a day? I am sure that would be miserable. There is never a day that you do not communicate. It could be a group discussion, Facebook status update, dinner conversation with someone you are interested in, or small talk with a family member. In this case, it is necessary for you to understand the concept of speaking in a variety of communication situation and the number of people you are communicating with. Since you have already learned the various components of communication in the previous module, this time you are going to look at speech context and find out how to act appropriately in the different communication situations. Do you know what speech context is?
Oh no!
That's okay. I'm here to help you.
Oh yeah!
That's the spirit. According to DeVito 2005, context refers to the setting in which the communication takes place. Context helps to establish meaning and can influence what is said and how it is said. There are 4 general types of speech context. Do you know these types? Let us test if you read your modules in advance. Illustrate a concept map and fill it with each type of speech context. Let us check if you got them right. The various types of speech context are intrapersonal, interpersonal, public, and media communication. Did you get all of them? Very good. Let me explain to you each type. Listen carefully. The first type of speech context is intrapersonal communication. It happens when a person communicates with oneself, and that may include self-talk, acts of imagination and visualization, and even recall and memory. Another example of intrapersonal communication is your voice within you that tells you, "It's okay, you can still do it. You can make it," when you are losing your drive to finish the task that you are doing. Talking to yourself during thought process and analysis when you solve a problem or struggle to arrive at a decision is also considered intrapersonal communication. This is helpful since analysis and problem-solving process involves visualization and memory recall. The second type is interpersonal communication. This refers to the type of communication that takes place between and among people and creates a personal relationship between and among them. The 2 types of interpersonal communication are dyad communication and small group. In dyad, communication happens between 2 people, such as when you console your friend who is feeling down. On the other hand, a small group applies to interactions involving at least 3 but not more than 12 people engaged in face-to-face interactions to achieve the desired goal, like when you share conversation with 5 of your friends. Can you still follow our discussion, learners? Then, let us proceed to the third type of speech context. What is it? Right, it is public communication. This type refers to a communication that enables you to send or deliver a message before a crowd. The message can be transmitted for informative or persuasive purposes. This type of speech act involves a set of communicative competency since you are speaking to the public, which means you have a more diverse audience. For example, have you seen a promodizer promoting their products to passers-by inside a mall? While they may have a target group of clientele, they are speaking to the public, which comprises of people from various walks of life, and their speech must appeal to them all so they could sell their product. And we are down to the last type of speech context, which is the media communication. This refers to communication through television, radio, newspapers, magazines, books, billboards, the internet, and other types of media. This type of communication uses media as its main channel of communication. The audience is even more diverse and enormous compared to public communication. While social media and the internet made it possible to get immediate feedback from the audience, media communication is essentially one-way communication. This is why one must be careful in conveying information through television, radio, newspapers, magazines, books, billboards, and the internet. The information and content must be accurate and appropriate. There you have it, the 4 types of speech context. Once again, what are these? Very good. The various types of speech context are intrapersonal communication, interpersonal communication, public communication, and media communication. Did you understand well our lesson for today? I hope you really did. Stay where you are because we will continue our learning session right after this infomercial.
Tayo na!
O anak, bakit hindi mo ginagalaw ang pagkain mo? Inay, ayoko po ng ulam. Ang gusto ko po sana ay chicken joy at hotdog, kagaya ng mga kalaro ko. Hindi mo ba alam anak na ang mga pagkain iyan ay hindi sapat ang sustansyang kailangan ng iyong katawan? Kailangan mo ding kumain ng gulay at prutas dahil ang mga ito ay nagbibigay ng iba't ibang bitamina upang lumakas ang iyong resistensya. Ganun po ba, Nay? Sige po, kakainin ko na po ang aking pagkain. Nang sa ganun, ay lumakas po ang aking katawan at malayo sa sakit. Isang paalala mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
Are you having fun with today's discussion? That's good to know. I am also enjoying being your learning facilitator today. Before we proceed, stretch your arms and legs a bit because we are moving on to your next task. It's now time to check how well you understood our lesson. Are you ready for your next activity? Then grab your quiz notebook because we will have a short quiz. Listen to my instruction. Identify the type of speech context used in the following situations. Choose the letter of your answer and write it in your quiz notebook. I will read to you the statement and choices twice. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Great! Then, let us start. Number 1 situation. A husband and a wife plans how to distribute relief goods to their less fortunate neighbors. What type of speech context is evident in the situation? A. Intrapersonal, B. Interpersonal, or C. Media communication. I repeat, a husband and a wife plans how to distribute relief goods to their less fortunate neighbors. What type of speech context is evident in the situation? A. Intrapersonal, B. Interpersonal, or C. Media communication. Write your answer. For number 2 situation. The Secretary of DSWD addresses the Filipino people about the social amelioration program via Facebook Live. What type of speech context is used in the situation? A. Intrapersonal, B. Interpersonal, or C. Media communication. Timer starts now. Get ready for the next item. Number 3. What type of a speech context is evident in the following situation? A timid person reminds himself to still smile during crisis. Again, a timid person reminds himself to still smile during crisis. A. Media communication. B. Public communication. Or C. Intrapersonal communication. Time to write your answer. For the next situation, 4 friends are discussing about their research proposal. Which type of a speech context is shown in this situation? A. Media communication. B. Public communication. Or C. Interpersonal communication. I repeat, 4 friends are discussing about their research proposal. Which type of a speech context is shown in the situation? A. Media communication. B. Public communication. Or C. Interpersonal communication. Write your answer. For the last situation, number 5. The mayor delivered a speech for his townsfolk. The speech context in this situation is A. Media communication. B. Public communication. Or C. Intrapersonal communication. Again, for number 5, the mayor delivered a speech for his townsfolk. A. Media communication. B. Public communication. Or C. Intrapersonal communication. Write your answer. Good job, learners! I know you are all eager to know how accurate your answers are, but you have to wait for a while because the correct answers to your quiz will be revealed in the next episode. For the meantime, take note of your assignment. Please have an advanced reading on the various types of speeches. Your participation in today's episode is amazing. You really did a wonderful job. For your final task, I would like you to grab your feedback form and write what you have learned in today's episode. You start with the phrase, "Today, I have learned that." As you fill out your feedback form, you may groove and sing along to this song. Enjoy!
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love, is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love, is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can't make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you.
That's a classic but nice song from one of the famous singers of today. I hope you liked it. If you have song requests, greetings, or questions you want to ask, write it down in your feedback forms and we'll address those in our next episode. Congratulations, learners! You have just completed all the activities for this episode in Grade 11 Oral Communication in Context subject. I hope that you may find real-life opportunities in which you may apply what you have learned. It has been a pleasure being with you today in this radio-based learning modality. On behalf of the SDO Isabela Radio-based Instruction Production Team, I am your teacher on air, Ma'am Shireen Grace M. Imbag. Don't forget to join us again in the next episode of Oral Comm Nation. See you next time, learners. Have a great day.
Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon.
Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang may iwan.
Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela.
Tayo na sa Radyo Eskwela.
Tayo na!
Naku Mare, nabalitaan kong magbibigay na daw ang mga guro ng learning modules. Ibig bang sabihin nito, tayo nang magtuturo sa mga bata? Ipinasa na nila ang kanilang trabaho. Wala na silang gagawin, samantalang tayo ang aako sa trabaho nila. Ano ba yan?
Ganito yan, Mare. Base sa pagkakaintindi ko sa nakaraang orientation sa DepEd, ang mga magulang ang gagabay sa pag-aaral ng ating mga anak bilang hindi pa naman pwede ang face-to-face na klase. Aalalay lang tayo sa gagawin ng ating mga anak habang sila ay nasa tahanan. May gagawin pa rin naman ang mga guro. Sila ang maghahanda at magbibigay wasto sa mga learning modules na gagamitin ng mga mag-aaral.
Ah, ganun pala yun Mare. Magiging madali ang pagkatuto ng ating mga anak sa tulong at pag-alalay ng mga magulang. Isang paalala mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
Tayo na sa Radyo Eskwela.
Tayo na!
Naku, ang lakas na ng hangin. Paparating na ata talaga ang bagyo. Mabuti na lang, nakita ko ang listahan ng mga dapat ihanda kanina sa Facebook ng DepEd. Ito ay ang tubig, pagkain, ID card, mahalagang dokumento, flashlight at baterya, posporo at lighter, first aid kit, kutsilyo, radyo, kumot, banig, lubid, gamit panligo, at ilang mga damit. Tawagin man kami para sa agarang paglikas, handang-handa kami.
Maging handa sa anumang sakuna. Isang paalala mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
Tayo na sa Radyo Eskwela.
Tayo na!
Huwag mo nga akong maiiyakan dyan. Hindi ka artista para magdrama-drama ng ganyan. O ano naman ngayon kung binubuli ka sa school? Mahina ka kasi kaya ganyan. Yung mga pinsan mo ang tataas ng marka, tapos ikaw ano? Pumasok ka na doon at mag-aral ka na. Ang napabayaan at napahabang bullying ay maaaring maging sanhi ng depresyon. Ang mga usaping ito ay hindi biro at hindi pawang kaartehan lamang. Isang paalala mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.